Hello, good evening, and welcome to 876 Digital, your premier podcast for all things relevant in the Jamaican tech and entrepreneurial spaces. Of course, brought to you by the team at JA++. I am your host and Chief Marketing Officer, Kareem Panton, and I'm joined by our Chief Executive Officer, Alexander Powell, as well as our Chief Technical Officer, David Young. How are you gentlemen doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking.
Great.
Excellent. So today in our podcast, we're going to be looking at I want to call it a segment, right? A segment of, I guess, the Jamaican economy and really applying how technology solutions and digital strategy and marketing can be game changers in its profitability and growth. Today, we'll be looking at the service industry, specifically restaurants. Now, we've worked with several restaurants in the past and are approaching even more because definitely a technology solution can do incredible amounts of work for them. So let's say just off the top, what can, I guess, a website or online strategy really help a restaurant with? You guys have any ideas?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that definitely always stands out is simply the ability to do reservations online. I know for a lot of different restaurants, it's tough and time consuming to handle all those different calls and keep track of what's already booked and what isn't. So doing it online to do something like Table Agent, which is something we've used in the past, makes it easy and makes it all automated.
And it's free?
Yeah, definitely. And we know that it's something that a lot of restaurants are interested in because we see startups in Jamaica that are doing specifically that, they're handling online and mobile orders that would be, brought to your home.
Right.
So that's definitely just half of their business right there that I think a lot of restaurants are looking to leverage.
Yeah. I think websites are a quintessential example of what a website is, what we push websites, the way that we describe to our customers and our clients about why they're important. I think they're a perfect example because if we think about a scenario where you're looking for somewhere to eat or you've heard of this restaurant before, you're looking for a particular cuisine in a certain location, you pull up Google on your phone and you're searching, and say you type in the name of a website and the first thing you want to find out is what time are they open, what time did they close, is there like your location, the menu, all these little details. It's because we're on the go so much and we're online and we're mobile, where this is kind of information that we need on the fly at our fingertips immediately. And so our website is like a very key way. It's almost expected now. If a restaurant doesn't have a website, you question if you even should go there or not.
Yeah, agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
It's really about leveraging that habit. That's the first thing we do when we need to know something. We Google it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the younger people, our cohort, they don't even want to talk to someone on the phone.
Yeah.
Right. That in itself can be a disqualifier for whether you go to a place or not. So having that offline, or rather in this case, online customer service agent working for you 24/7 is absolutely key.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can leverage people's aversion, I guess, to social interaction, you're already ahead of the game because a lack of social interaction is seen as more convenient for our generation, I'd say. If you can get through everything by just going through an online menu, then perfect.
Yeah, just a few clicks.
Yeah, definitely. And they're, our generation, once again, are very willing to pay for that kind of service, which is why, as I said earlier, there are a number of businesses popping up that do exactly that. Although there are free integrations and tools online that can be brought into an individual website to do the same thing. So yeah, so we have our online orders. What else is there? A lot of people don't realize you can also run reservations online. A lot of people call into restaurants and say, hey, can I have a table for 4 people, 5 people for 8 p.m. But if you do it online, you'll be able to see the availability, how busy the restaurant will be at that time. Maybe you'll think, hey, I could go at 8, but it looks a lot better if I go at 8:30. And that's something that restaurant owners can leverage as well. They don't have to, I guess, risk the human error of double booking and overbooking and even the ability to cancel the reservation online as well is something that would be that is incredible. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to, even speaking from the user side, to call someone and say, hey, I know that I reserved this 2 weeks in advance, and you probably shut down a bunch of people that wanted the same reservation, but I'm canceling it. So for the user to be able to escape that awkward interaction is also a big thing.
Yeah, and to appeal more to the senses as well. If you're checking out a restaurant, you've never been there before, you want to look at the menu, a great thing that you can do is to have an online menu with images of what the food looks like. You could have reviews as well. So people talking about the different dishes there, giving their opinions and if you should go there or not. You could also look at price points. So it's we know about Yelp. Yelp kind of does this stuff, but Yelp is more relying on the customers who have been there before. And in a lot of cases, especially in Jamaica, that information isn't very populated on Yelp. So our website would be another key way to get that information across. And with you as the website owner, as the owner of the restaurant and the website, you're able to present the best experience for your potential customers. You put your best foot forward for what you offer for your services and the dishes that you serve.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would have described it, being able to put your best foot forward. That level of freedom and control is definitely cannot be underestimated. So yeah, when it comes to what dishes you want to be up there, it also allows you to, edit your menu as you go. If something is out of season or that kind of stuff, that's something that you can communicate on the front page of your website. So your potential customers or previous recurring customers can know ahead of time. Also, when you're advertising new additions to the menu or renovations, or if you're moving locations, that kind of thing. So your customers don't end up calling a number that is no longer in service. If they Google you, they'll see it. They'll see your old location, where you're moving, when you're moving, all that kind of stuff, any promotions that you have going on. So there's really so much that can go into the online strategies that a restaurant owner can leverage, as well as a website in general. And we've definitely seen this time and time again, where we're pitching the idea of a website to someone and their immediate impression is something that is very static. And of course, we offer those services as well, but there's so much more that can be integrated and leveraged. You don't want it to just be, oh yeah, I can put my information up there. And then I think that's where the friction comes from, when people think, oh, well, I don't need a website. I already have all my information up on social media.
Right.
We're completely past that point. We recognize your information is there, but we're saying this website can help you with your internal as well as external business processes. It can help you interact with your customers in real time when they're trying to come to your restaurant, come to your location, or order ahead of time so they don't have to wait when they get there.
So there are a lot of tools you can leverage other than just people knowing the straight facts. And another point I'd love to bring up is when we built our website, restaurant website, the one we did recently, someone commented and said that when they saw it, the website itself, the way it was laid out and presented, help them to decide that they wanted to eat there in a way. I think the exact quote was, when I saw this, it made me want to visit this place and eat the food there. I felt like I was at the restaurant. I felt like I was having an experience that was genuine and representative of what the atmosphere there would be like as well. So I think because you're able to design your website in such a way that it reflects who you are as a company and your culture, you have this advantage over just putting it on Yelp or social media in that way as well.
Agreed. When you're just going off of an Instagram feed, everybody's delivery is the same, even though the picture quality and selection might be different. When it comes to building your own website, it is completely personalized. So the experience that I have when I go to KFC can be very different from the experience I have when I go to Island Grill. And that is something that KFC and Island Grill can choose to capitalize on their personalized website.
Facts. Yeah. Well, you put it great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Having complete control of anything you own for web services allows all your branding to be in line as well. Because a lot of people, when they're constrained by these other sites, they have all these different restrictions, which force them to use different layouts across different sites, which adds to a feeling of disjointedness, which can affect the customer.
Yeah, and to just go off of that point, I think, unfortunately, what has happened is that a lot of Jamaican restaurant owners have just begun to accept that this is the norm, that this is how things are, that there is no innovating past that point within a certain price range. But that isn't the case. You know, what usually when people think about stuff like this, they think it's incredibly expensive, breaking the bank, and they almost think of it as a foreign concept. And I don't mean foreign as in strange to them. I mean foreign as in overseas. Like, this is something that they might have in the US or Europe, or maybe it's only the major multinational companies that can leverage this kind of technology, like, as I said, KFC, Burger King, those kinds of places. But it really isn't. This is something that can be built, constructed, and operated at home in Jamaica. And it can take you very far.
We always talk about education as a prerequisite for selling. This is actually a prime example where most people just aren't aware of what is possible.
Agreed.
They just simply have no idea that these things are, one, even possible to be done, and two, possible within the price points you're talking about. No one would imagine that you could have an entire online reservation system for free.
Exactly. You just need
I've noted it myself, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And then even though we have this kind of stuff to help with the interaction between the restaurant owners and the customers, there are also internal technologies that can be integrated on your same website. You can use it to schedule your employees.
Yeah, I mean, restaurant scheduling or any type of scheduling that involves people who are front-facing staff is extremely difficult. So to have it all laid out online would be extremely key. Everybody can check their schedule. No more emailing out the schedule. You can enable people or workers to swap their schedules easily, and all of it is visible by whoever's managing them and the people who are being managed. It's just an ideal way to represent.
I wonder how many companies use WhatsApp groups to communicate.
A lot.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
A lot. Some of them just have huge WhatsApp groups, or each team just has WhatsApp.
Even though
they're just not aware.
It's not ideal, and there could be better systems built.
Yeah, it's not efficient or effective.
Yeah.
It just goes back to the lack of knowledge. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, that's such a huge thing to leverage. Like, in the service industry, like, having your shifts set up, having shifts move, having shifts extended or shortened is a headache, especially at the last minute. But if you can have a scheduling system handle all of that for you, as well as keep record of it for you, then that helps so much. Oftentimes, if you're going back to look at an employee's work history, you're looking at pen and paper. Maybe you might have a spreadsheet, but even that, to scroll through months and months, if this person is working 5 days a week, that's going to take quite a bit of effort. And once again, that's just potentially introducing error into it, because we're all human beings. We all get tired.
Right. You're also introducing more cost, because there are several employee man hours that go into looking at these types of things, going through the paper and adding things up like your time card and so on, so you can get paid. So this can have implications for the amount of time that, in a small business scenario, that somebody spends paying individuals, and also how much they spend on, people just scheduling. It can save upwards. I've seen it save upwards of maybe 10 hours a week. And that's a huge amount when you're paying someone hourly.
Definitely. Process automation in general does that kind of thing. But I feel like, as we said earlier, we still defer, and the default is to get a person to do it and then pay that person to do it, because the owner won't have the time or the energy, and then everybody else within the restaurant will already have their other responsibilities. So oftentimes you'll have a person that is dedicated to this kind of stuff, or it gets tacked on to the branch manager's responsibilities. And geez, I don't even know how much stress that is, in addition to all of their other roles that they have to, qualify and carry out at work.
Right.
So yeah, definitely web solutions, the strategy behind this kind of stuff as well, really can go a long way. And once you have your website up with that credibility boost, you can take it further than that. You can integrate it into your social media strategy. So people find you on Instagram, because, Jamaicans have a habit of going there after they Google. People find you on their Instagram, and then they jump to your website. Next time they want to see you, they jump back to your website, and they can see all of your promotions. They can see all of your changes in menu, you can even have a blog integrated into it, because there are a number of restaurant associations back home that give us, or I guess give them awards and that kind of thing for hospitality, for innovation, that in the service industry. So that's definitely a big selling point as well. Because if I'm deciding between two restaurants, let's say, I don't know, one that's primarily seafood and then one that's primarily, I don't know, homegrown fast food, and I see one of them getting an award for the year 2017, 2018 for food quality or customer service or anything like that, that's going to play a big role in my decision if these are two restaurants that I've only heard about but never actually been to.
Yeah, that's very true. If there's a newspaper article written about you, for instance, it's easy
Yeah.
to get lost. I mean, it's in the news one week, and then maybe there's an article online, but it might not be so easy for it to pop up at the top of Google search. So something you could do is feature that article on your website so that it's clear to your customers that you have a good reputation.
Right.
Yeah, and that's something I was just about to mention as well. These restaurants already do publish these things on their social media, but when you're a restaurant and you're keeping an active social media account, it's not going to stay at the top forever.
True.
And then potential customers, incoming customers, aren't going to scroll your entire feed every time they get to your Instagram. So within a few days, it's completely lost, and you lose all of that social capital.
Here's a hypothetical. Say,
Yeah.
for instance, we had Michelin stars in Jamaica. I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
But suppose we did and you were awarded one. How would you tell that to your customers with only Facebook and Instagram in a way that's not temporary?
The best way would be Facebook, and then you'd post it and then pin it to the top.
Pin it to the top.
Yeah, that's the best you could do, really.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, put it in your banner or profile picture and
But
keep
then
it
what
there.
happens when something
Even better
as
comes up?
interesting or more comes up that you want to show off? You can't pin two, right?
Yeah, no.
There you go. So I mean, a way to do that is to have a website where you could have both awards at the top of the page.
Yep. And that really gets back to the personalization. It really can't be underestimated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just about anything you can think of.
Yeah.
Or anything that is strongly beneficial can more than likely be integrated more easily than you think and cost less than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something we've been, educating our potential clients on as we approach them for business development purposes, or even past clients that we're trying to work with again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we build websites.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's what we do.
Right.
What we're built on. So yeah, to our listeners out there, if you or anyone you know owns a restaurant, by all means, please direct them our way. We're more than happy to help them out with their technology solutions online, as well as their online strategy. We offer free consultations for this kind of thing, and we really do enjoy building these relationships and leveraging them to build you or their companies and endeavor. So yeah, that's it for this week. How you guys think we did? I really like this episode, actually.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
It's good. We
Yeah,
should cover
really.
more topics like this in the future, where we just pick an industry and then break down how web solutions could be good for them.
Agreed.
This could be a new miniseries. I like it a lot, and it's organic. Perfect. All right, let us know what you guys think in the comment section. We'll keep it going until then. But for now, this is Kareem Panton and the JA++ team signing off of 876 Digital. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Take it easy.